E.N.D here. If you are following the spoiler season of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, hopefully through my channel, you should be aware that a new term was introduced. Modified. Modified is a batching term introduced as said in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. It's a way to collectively refer to creatures that are equipped, enchanted, or have counters on them. The ruling on the cards are equipment, auras, you control, and counters are modifications. Therefore, any creature you control that is equipped with an equipment you control, or is enchanted with an aura you control, or have any counter +1/+1, -1/-1, the Ikoria counters, flying, trample, menace, etc., are considered as modified. But how do you play modified? Let's build the battlefield, and I'm going to put some creatures in play. I'm going to put Voice of the Blessed, Zagama Primal Calamity, Tajuru Blightblade, and Tovolar. Let's put these 4 creatures in play. Let's put them like this. And I'm going to cast Goro, Disciple of Rusei, one of the rare cards in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. Goro has 3 and 2 red. Create a 5/5 red dragon spirit creature token with flying. Activate only if you control an attacking modified creature. Therefore, I'm going to put this in play. At this stage, all my creatures are not modified because they don't have any equipment that I control attached to them, they don't have any aura that I control attached to them, and they don't have any counter. Even though Tajuru Blightblade and Zakama has Death Touch, Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. They have the mechanic, but it's not a counter. It's not a counter like the Ikoria counter. If I attack with one of my creatures, I cannot pay the 3 and 2 red to create the 5/5 red dragon creature token because, as I said, no creature that I control is modified. But if Voice of the Blessed starts to get counters, so let's put a +1/+1 counter on Voice of the Blessed. And let's say on Tajuru Blightblade we will put an equipment Umezawa Jetty. So let's put an equipment on Tajuru Blightblade. And my Tovolar has a Naura attached to it. So let's put a solid footing. And we're going to put a nice menace counter on my Zagama. At this stage, my 4 creatures, these 4 creatures, they are all modified because here I have a +1/+1 counter. Here I have a menace counter from Ikoria. Here I have Tajuru Blightblade equipped with Umezawa Jetty, an equipment that I control. And here we have Tovolar that has a Naura attached to it, solid footing. Now, if I attack, let's say I'm going to swing with Zagama. Now, if I attack with Zagama, let's swing with Zagama. At this stage, because I'm controlling an attacking modified creature, I can pay the 3 and 2 red and create a 5/5 red dragon spirit creature token thanks to Goro, Disciple of Rusei. Some notes: equipment and auras that I control on creatures that I control are considered modified. If, for example, my opponent will cast a pacifism, let's say on my Goro, it's not considered as modified because it has an enchantment aura that I don't control. So that's how you play with this new term modified. Leave me a comment below. What are your thoughts about this new term? Will it break standard? And don't forget, here at the subscription button, subscribe for my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.